Red Hot Gotsy, come subscribe, like, come subscribe, like, come subscribe, like, come subscribe. Red Hot Gotsy. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about My Hero Academia. This is part 3 of my overrated series, at least for this show. Now, I read the manga. Now, I'm going to talk about that probably in another video. This was going to be 6 parts. You know, I know it's a lot, but you know, like, I have to talk about this show in depth. So, I'm going to make it 6 parts, but actually no, I'm going to make it 7 parts just so I can talk about the manga and talk about what's going on right now. Or maybe I'll just wait until the series ends, since I know it's going to end this year. Make sure you guys comment, subscribe, and like, and let's get into it. If I had to rank all the seasons from best to worst, I would say season 2, season 1, and then all the seasons continuing. So it would basically be 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is probably going to be the worst one, to be honest. Like, because I would say every single season has gotten progressively worse. Now, what I mean by this is every single season has a character, a plot line, like basically an arc, or a power, you know, the quirks that destroy the season or the series simultaneously. So I could just mention some of these elements right now, actually. I'll give some examples. I would say one of the worst things that they've done in season 1 at the beginning is when All Might didn't help Bakugo when he was being attacked by the sludge monster. Now, I don't even want to go back to this because everyone has already, but I kind of have to just to start off, you know, what I'm talking about. I would say that's the first, you know, groundbreakingly bad thing, because All Might is shown throughout the rest of the series to be the greatest superhero to basically ever live, and he would just save anyone that needs help, who is in peril, whatever, you know what I mean? So it just, like, it doesn't make sense to me that he wouldn't save Bakugo in this moment, and he needed Midoriya to persuade him to do it, and I feel like he should have just done it anyway. Now, I understand that that was Midoriya's hero moment, and there was symbolism behind that, but I think it was really poorly done, you know, as I already said. And there's so many other ways that they could have done it that doesn't, you know, assassinate All Might as a freaking character in the first freaking episode. Like, for example, why didn't you make it so All Might and Midoriya were at the same pace and they were going to save Bakugo at the same time? Or you could have made it so that All Might, you know, saw Deku in his hero costume, maybe like a makeshift one that his mom made him, because she knew that he wanted to be a hero. So she made him the bunny costume, because she knows that he likes All Might, or well, he loves All Might. I gotta, you know, make that clear. But so that he could have wore that, and then, you know, been patrolling around trying to, like, fight crime and stuff like that, and then All Might tries to swoop in and save him again. And that's basically how they meet. I would say season 1 is a really hard season to get through sometimes, actually, like, looking back at it, just because of Bakugo and Midoriya's relationship is very just, like, toxic and stuff like that. And you can even see in season 3 how it carries over, and that's kind of like when Bakugo gets, like, a huge amount of development. But I really hate how in season 1 they just, like, make him out to be this evil, like, bad guy, just, like, you know, he's just a bully, he's an asshole. And then, like, in season 3, you're supposed to, like, kind of care about him. I'm just like, freak this motherfreaker. Like, I don't care about Bakugo. Like, he's evil. Now, that doesn't mean I care about Midoriya anymore, because Midoriya is just very annoying. I'll be honest. Like, he is a people even say, like, the fan base have already mentioned that he's a terrible main character. He has a lot of just terrible moments, terrible fights. Not even terrible fights, but, like, he's the worst part of, like, every single fight. Like, when he was fighting Todoroki, I wouldn't say I was rooting for Todoroki, but most people were. And I liked that fight, but it's not because of Deku. The main thing I like about the fight is that Todoroki finally got out of his shell because of Deku, and, you know, he used the quirk that All Might gave him, and he was willing to get him out of his shell, even though he was being kind of a douche. Let's be honest, you know, in that arc, he was really annoying, really emo and stuff like that, and he had this broken-ass quirk, which he only used half his power, and he was literally soloing everyone. But okay. But I'm just saying, that's for another video. Yeah, I already ripped on Todoroki. Yeah. So that will just remind you of how I feel about that mother freaker. But yeah, Deku isn't much better, but I just like that he was able to get him out of his shell, and that was like the whole point of that arc. Cause let's be honest, no other character mattered other than like maybe Bakugo and Uraraka, and Ida a little bit because of Stain or whatever, and his brother. But like I think yeah, that was just the main part, and I like that. It was good. Oh, and just to mention, besides the Stain fight, which most people liked, which I thought was okay, you know, Stain is like one of the most beloved characters in the whole series. I think he's fine, you know. His ideology is kind of like contradicted already by like most people. Like I already contradicted, not contradicted. I already debunked it in my villains video. If you want to go watch my part 2 to this whole series, I went in depth about Stain as a character. You know, he's debunked, so yeah. But this isn't about Stain. This is about like Todoroki as a character. I'll say he just kind of like loses his edge after like this like season 2, and it's just like another character destroyed after like one good season, one good arc, and that's how these seasons work. So I haven't been mentioning the seasonal part of it, which you know, my mistake. But like all of this connects, like the Bakugo stuff, how you see him just being a douchebag in season 1, right? And in season 3, I'm supposed to care about him when he's been given no development or very little, to where like other series would have damn near an entirely different character in comparison. I feel like Zuko has been given more development in his series, and I haven't even watched it yet. Like I just get that feeling because you know any other series has done better with this type of character, and I'm talking about Todoroki now. But like a lot of these characters just either aren't developed or are given like very little development throughout the actual series. Like Mineta is a pervert. That's it. And I know people have already gone into depth like, oh, Mineta is a tragic character who, you know, never got a chance to, you know, be popular and all this stuff. And then he wanted to get girls by being a hero, you know. And he also showed off some of his skills when he fought Midnight. So he's a great character. And he has great moments and he's funny. He's a gag character. No, he's trash. Literally, it takes 5 seasons for the villains to actually get interesting, and even then, people still complained about the whole entire season, the whole thing. And it's like it took you 5 seasons. Like again, in other series, 5 seasons, we would already probably be done with the series, or we would be at like the halfway mark, and we would have like fully fleshed out characters, and it would be like crazy world building and all this other crap. But no. My Hero Academia just doesn't do that because it's trash. Speaking of fully fleshed out characters, do y'all know anything about Class 1B? Do y'all know their first names, last names, quirks, their favorite food? Do you know anything about these characters? Actually, I'll say the same thing for Class 1A. Do you know anything about them besides their quirk and probably their name? Like what is Mineta's like hobbies besides being a goddamn pervert? Well, like what Sue is one of like the most prevalent like characters who has absolutely nothing. Uraraka is absolutely nothing without you know having a crush on Deku. Like she's basically the main female protagonist or one of, and she has nothing. I don't care about her as a character because she has no plot that doesn't involve Deku. Like she has the stuff with her parents, but that's about it. And that's given like that's fleshed out in like one arc. Not even fleshed out. It's like shown some spotlight. I can't even call that fleshing out. Like Todoroki is fleshed out. Deku is fleshed out. Bakugo fleshed out. But other than that, and Ida somewhat, but he's given one arc and that's about it. As you can see, I'm kind of attacking the pacing of this whole series and how things are just kind of implemented whenever the author wants them to be and not when they should be. Like, when it comes to the whole Mirio, Overhaul, Eri, and Night Eye stuff, which was in Season 4, I feel like that whole part was a very crucial, very important part of the series because it shows how trash of a character Midoriya is. Compared to like Mirio, and again, most people will agree with me on this. This isn't controversial. It isn't like when you look at even a lot of characters like Bakugo and Todoroki get more love because they are more interesting characters than the main freaking character who's just a goody two shoes. And I get that he's supposed to be the greatest hero one day, but you have to flesh out who he is as a person and his challenges, trying to live up to this name. But I just don't care about that because he's nothing. He's a nothing of a character. Um, and yeah, like I know I've been crapping on Midoriya, but it's just like he's so bad, and he's the main character. Like he should be better than this, And oh my god, the plot armor. You remember Deku versus Overhaul? Jesus. It's not even that. It's Deku versus Muscular, Deku versus Gentle Criminal, Deku versus All Might to a certain extent. Like he should be dead after fighting All Might. Like the way he was getting thrown and punched and not stabbed, but like just like throttled throughout that whole fight. He should be all his bones should be broken. Like he should be destroyed. He should be dead. Him and Bakugo, like both, like because that was a ridiculous fight. I still don't understand how any of that worked. Like even being held back, he was literally throwing them into buildings and destroying crap. Like I will never understand the power system in MHA or anime in general. Like Jesus, like. Yeah, I wish I was warned before going into anime and seeing like power level, power scaling, systems and stuff like that, because I just don't understand. Like, how can characters like this take this much damage and live? Like, I just don't understand that. Like, literally, Todoroki literally took a full like blast from Bakugo in the sports festival. When he held back, because of his trauma and stuff like that, and did not die. How? Now, for the last part of this video, I'd like to talk about the seasonal aspect more so in terms of why each season gets progressively worse besides season 1 and 2. I would say season 1 was pretty solid for what the series is. It started off kind of slow, I'll be honest, and that's the only reason why it doesn't beat season 2. And I feel like season 2 just has more hype moments and more moments that really explain, just the feel of MHA and what this series is trying to showcase. It's a lot more powerful. Like again, the Deku versus Todoroki fight, or when they're fighting Stain. Stain as a character changes the series forever. You get more characters because of that. You get different perspectives, and I feel like him as a character should have stayed around just so that we can actually get like more throughout each season. And I feel like that was a bad choice to leave him out of the show. It was a missed opportunity to have a very great fleshed out character that was different from everyone else, because we don't really have anti-heroes like that in MHA, do we? Like, it's hero and villain. Like, it's very cut and dry. It's very black and white, which I really hate. Now, obviously, they go in depth with the societal aspect for each season. You got like Dabi, you got Toga, you got Shigaraki, but I feel like it takes a lot more seasons. Like each season, you get more and more for certain characters, and only in season 5 do you really get the full picture of which each villain, I'll say, is. For the other characters, it's like they're either given nothing at all or very little. It's like their quirk, their name, their face. And that's about it. It's very disappointing. I would have liked for each Class 1A member to have their own villain, the kids, so that they can actually like face off against someone who either has a combative like quirk that's opposite to theirs, that's like their weakness, or something that's similar to theirs, so it's like a parallel. It's like them if they were evil. Kind of like if Dark Shadow had to go against, like Tokiyami had to go against someone who had a light-based quirk. That would be his weakness, and maybe he could get over that and overcome it, so that in the future he's more resistant to it. Or he could just get over it completely and he's overpowered now. He's strong as hell, because honestly, he's one of the more interesting characters who's not really given that much spotlight. Obviously, I'm kidding. I don't want him to actually be like super broken and stuff like that. Like I already talked about Todoroki, but like yeah, I just want him. I want him and other characters to be stronger, and yeah, that's just my main gripe with that. And the main villain of the whole series, All For One, literally gets defeated in season 3 at like the middle of the season, and then you have like another training arc where it's just like trash characters doing trash things, and it's rehashing of the same plot lines, and Deku being a really shit character again. Yeah, great. And then they destroy All Might as a character, not destroy him as a character, but they basically just get rid of him for the rest of the series, and he can't, be in his like strong big form anymore. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great show. So guys, comment, subscribe, comment if you want me to go more in depth about why I put each season in their respective areas. Again, it's season 2, season 1, 3, 4, and then 5, and then 6 is my predicted, last one, and it's gonna be the worst one, based on the objectivity of the plot and the writing. I heard, obviously, they're gonna have this like super huge like war and stuff like that. So, I'm looking forward to that and stuff like that. So, yeah, comment, subscribe, like if you want to see more of this. Like and subscribe if you want to see more anime, videos, similar to this, or if you just want to see Marvel and DC and Cobra Kai, whatever. I'm just gonna post a bunch of that and maybe some new stuff as well. Maybe some Teen Titans stuff. Teen Titans. Yeah. So, peace.
No way, Jose.
Red Hot Gotsy, come subscribe, come subscribe, come subscribe, come subscribe.